sound. So I'm going to put the sound up this time, I think is way to go. Thank you. See, this is why I love you guys, is because I'm getting a whole bunch of people that'll tell me when nothing works properly, and now we're back on sound. So there you go. Welcome in. We'll do this once again. Welcome in to you guys here. It's the Joe Raineri Show, WTF Sports TV. Want to thank you guys for stopping by with us here. Monday, fun day. Always a fun day. Can't get shit to work. It's, somebody touches the buttons and touches things they shouldn't touch over the weekend. And this is what ends up happening. But I'm glad you guys can hear me now. And if you can, Jeremy and Frank and those guys that are hanging out there, Twitter and Facebook, you guys just let me know. Make sure that you can, in fact, hear me. That would be much appreciated. And it sounds like you can. So, all right, good. Welcome back. We were just talking about how coming up bottom of the hour here, 4:30, we're going to have our good friend Antoine Staley drop by from USA Today and Athlon Sports, and he's going to drop by to talk about, and I can't believe I'm saying it, but he's coming by to talk about the 3-0 Miami Dolphins. And for those of you that don't know any better, the Dolphins are 3-0, and they are in first place in the AFC East, and they're in first place because the rest of the league is just, the rest of the AFC East is abysmal, including the damn New England Patriots last night. How many of you can actually watch that game last night? Matt Patricia, after watching Detroit the first couple of weeks, how many of you honestly thought the Patriots coming off of a loss against the Jacksonville Jaguars the week prior, and we all know, and if you guys caught the show last week, then you know the Tom Brady record after a loss against the spread it's almost ridiculous. It's something like 17-2 against straight up, and then even better against the spread. So they were laying 7.5 points last night, the New England Patriots were, and I know there were a lot of people that just looked at that game and went, Tom Brady, his record is ridiculous. He's going to be fine. He's going to be good to go. They're going to win. And they didn't think twice about it. And then the New England Patriots did something last night that I haven't seen from the New England Patriots in a long, long time. And that is they got really slow. Like really, really, really slow. Let me play you a running play. Kerryon Johnson, the rookie running back from the Detroit Lions. I want you guys to see this and just look at how slow the defense is and how slow these defenders are getting to him and getting to the ball. It's like they're a half a step behind everybody else, and it's actually scary when you watch it. I mean, here it is from last night. Watch this.
Johnson again. Boy, he can move. First down to the 23-yard line. Tackled by Van Noy.
It just looks like everybody. The Detroit Lions were going in one speed, and the New England Patriots were going in a completely another direction. And that happened throughout the whole game. Tom Brady was under duress most of the night. The offensive line didn't help him. They don't have really any playmakers on the outside whatsoever. They've got nobody in the wide receiving core. So it's a little sad watching the wide receivers. Josh Gordon is supposed to help. I'm not sure how much he's going to help. I'm not sure how much Josh Gordon is going to bring to the table for them when Tom Brady doesn't have any semblance of a running game and the offensive line is not doing a great job of protecting him. And we all know the way to get to Tom Brady is by getting in his face and putting pressure right up the middle. Tom Brady is not going to do a lot of maneuvering in the pocket. He's going to slide left. He's going to slide right. That's where he's going to hurt you. So if you can bring pressure on Tom Brady like Matt Patricia did last night with that Detroit Lions defense, who is, we've heard they're quitting on him. We've heard that it's players don't want nothing to do with Matt Patricia. There's going to be a mutiny in a locker room. And then all of a sudden, one thing cures a lot of ills in a locker room, and that is winning. And that is exactly what the Detroit Tigers did at home. Matt Stafford, back to being Matt Stafford. He had touchdown drives, I think 3 or 4 touchdown drives in the game. It was impressive on what the Detroit Lions were able to do to the New England Patriots. And listen, I'm not going to be the guy that points the finger and counts out the New England Patriots because they've lost 2 games in September. I'm the guy that's always been telling you that the New England Patriots, we do it every year. They look like garbage in September. And then come October and November, we're sitting there going, oh boy, here come the Patriots again. So if it's one thing that we know that history has told us about the NFL, and especially about the New England Patriots, it's that, yeah, guys, what happens with them is what happens in September, it doesn't matter, because come November and December, as sure as we are sitting here, they will figure it out. That is truly a team that gets better year after year, month after month, once the season starts. So you can kind of take what New England does in the month of September. They've won a game, which is great. They're 1-2 in September. It's not going to make a difference. Trust me when I tell you, it is not going to make a difference come November and December. They always seem just to kick it up a notch and take it to a whole nother level. Now, having said that, and Adam's in the house. I believe Adam is joining us on Facebook. What's going on, Adam? Welcome in, my friend. And those of you also that are just joining us, about 15 minutes from now, we're going to talk to Antoine Staley, USA Today, also Athlon Sports. He covers the Miami Dolphins and the Miami Hurricanes, who also had a big discovery over the weekend on Saturday. It looks like they might have found themselves a quarterback, so we'll talk to him about that. But for right now, the Miami Dolphins are a 3-0 team. All right, they are a 3-0 team, and nobody, and I mean nobody, even the biggest homer of Miami Dolphin fans, nobody saw this team rattling off 3 straight wins to start the year. Just didn't happen. And yesterday, it didn't look like it was going to happen for quite a while, to tell you the truth. Certainly at half, it looked like Derek Carr. It looked like nobody could understand how to cover Jordy Nelson. They didn't realize that maybe he wasn't playing for Green Bay. He was actually playing for the Raiders. It just, in the first half, it seemed like nobody on the Dolphins wanted to cover him, but they ended up making the adjustments at halftime. And this is the first time, and I will say this to you Dolphin fans out there, I will say this, for the first time in a long time, I'm talking about a Dolphins team and a coaching staff that it appears to make adjustments at halftime, and the right adjustments at halftime, to be able to give their team a chance to win. I've been more impressed than anything else with the Miami Dolphins. Tannehill was always going to be Tannehill. And I think what you're seeing is a guy that's very comfortable with Adam Gase's offense. He's a leader out there. He completed another 73% of his passes yesterday. I can tell you right now that the most impressive thing with the Miami Dolphins is the halftime adjustments that coaching staff is coming out and making in the second half of that game. I mean, it's fun to watch. It used to be the other way around, where they'd have absolutely no answers in the second half with this team. But now all of a sudden we do have answers, and we're making the right adjustments. And then we're seeing shit like this. Did you guys see this yesterday too? This was all over the internet. It's hysterical here. Looks like that. That's all over all over Twitter, all over social media. You've got yourself quite a matchup coming up next week. New England Patriots taking on the Miami Dolphins. And by the way, I just want to throw this out to you for you guys that didn't notice. The line opened up 9.5 points in favor of the New England Patriots. So the New England Patriots opening up next week, 9.5-point favorites over the Miami Dolphins. I've seen it go down as low as 9, but it's going back and forth, right around 9.5. You're looking at the Dolphins being underdogs, the 3-0 Dolphins being underdogs to the New England Patriots, who are 1-2. Go figure that. Adam says, why do the refs throw a flag on an offensive player when they drop their helmet on a defensive player? Listen, I can't figure out the officiating one way or another. I will tell you this, though. One of the disturbing things about that game yesterday was the the Dolphins ended up losing one of their defensive interior linemen, and they lost him because he blew out his knee. And the reason he blew out his knee was very simple. He was trying not to get a flag for roughing the passer yesterday when he was about to sack Derek Carr, and instead of putting his weight, and this is what they throw flags at nowadays, is that instead of landing with your entire weight on the player, these players are now trying to hit the quarterback and then maneuver themselves so they don't land on top of the quarterback. And what you get is this. This is what you get when you have rules like this. Inside. Yeah, blew out his knee right there. Yep, that was his knee. So he tries to, you can see he didn't want to land on top of him. He wanted to land on the side of him. And by doing that, he ended up blowing out his leg, and voila, there you go. Now they are down an interior lineman, a guy that was actually pretty valuable to the interior line for the Miami Dolphins. And because he didn't want to land on top of the quarterback, yeah, that's what you got. Instead, we've got him blowing out his knee. So congratulations, NFL. Yes, Derek Carr's okay. You're protecting quarterbacks, but now we've got 320-pound defensive linemen who are blowing out their knees because they're trying to contort in a way. Is that even a word? Did I contort that right? Yes, they're trying to contort in a way that is not going to draw a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty. So if that's the way you want it, congratulations, NFL. You've got it. You might as well put a damn red jersey on them and say you can't tackle them if that's the case, because these guys, we continue to see the same old, same old. I don't know what a catch is. I don't know what roughing the passer is. And I have absolutely no idea how to play defense as a defensive back or a safety in this league. It's beyond me. So that is the rules that they have created. That is where they have put this. So I hope you enjoy the games, because we're going to lose more 300-pound defensive linemen who are going to have to do all sorts of breakdancing to try and not land on the quarterback when all they've been taught their entire life is to nail the quarterback. So congratulations. It's not going to be the first, and it's absolutely not going to be the last time we see this, unfortunately. Speaking of what we've seen over the weekend, did you guys did you guess Tiger? Did you get Tiger Woods won a tournament for the first time since, I don't know, 2011 or 2013 or something along those lines? The problem is it was the last tournament of the year for the PGA Tour, and nobody really gave a crap because it's in the middle of football season and nobody was really watching, except for the people that were at the golf course. The pictures were really, really telling yesterday about how much golf needs Tiger Woods. And if you didn't see it, this is Tiger Woods coming down the 18th. Now, you tell me that golf doesn't miss Tiger.
To walk up with the players, and you have to walk through a lot of the gallery. Nothing like it in sports, really.
And have we ever seen anything like this in golf? Well, look at this scene.
Look at this.
Ben Hogan, probably the most famous comeback in golf, if not in sports. But I'll tell you what, today you couldn't tell this huge throng that this comeback isn't almost as special.
Tiger, I think, is getting a kick out of this. He really is. Like, wow, this is...
I mean, good. Really? I mean, you would have thought it was the Pope showed up somewhere along the lines there. The amount of people going ballistic watching him. Look at this.
I would say it's fairly...
I mean, look at how many people are in the galleries. I mean, people running on a golf course to be able to come up to the 18th and watch Tiger close out a tournament for his first win since 2000. No, I know it. He finished 11 under. He was two strokes better since 2013. The WGC Bridgestone Invitational was the last time that he has won a tournament. And that's crazy. Absolutely crazy that the kind of excitement, there is nothing like it in all of professional sports. There is not one single player that can do or create the kind of excitement that Tiger Woods was able to create on that golf course yesterday. People were going crazy. And then he cried afterwards, and he had to deal with all of that crap afterwards. But listen, it's great for golf that Tiger Woods wins a tournament. But you and I both know Tiger Woods is not a professional golfer that is measured by PGA Tour wins. It was his 81st PGA or 80th PGA Tour win. Congratulations. But even at this point in his career and in his life, Tiger Woods, and it's not fair, but when you are the greatest or one of the greatest that ever played in a sport, you are measured by championships. And in golf, it is about which one of the Masters, U.S. Open, the British Open, or the PGA, which one of those 4 tournaments can you win? If you can win another major, then it is more than fair to say that Tiger is back. But winning the last tournament on the last day of the PGA Tour season in the middle of September, it's a great win. A win is a win, but Tiger Woods is never going to be measured on PGA Tour wins. Tiger Woods is always going to be measured on how many majors that he wins. If he wins another major, I'll be the first person here to say, you know what? He is back. He looks great. He looks better than he has in 5 years. So, you know, I'm so happy for the game of golf. I'm happy for Tiger Woods fans, but slow the roll on Tiger being back, because Tiger will be back when he wins another Masters, U.S. Open, PGA, or British Open. And ask LeBron James how fair that is to be considered on how many championships you win, and that will determine how great you are. It sucks, but we don't make the rules here. It is what it is. You, for being that good as long as you have been, it's all going to determine. Everyone is going to look at you based upon how many majors that you win. Now, if he can carry this over to start next year, it's a great sign for golf. I mean, I didn't think, quite honestly, I'm part of that crew that didn't think Tiger was ever going to win again. So I'm pretty happy for him. I kind of thought you could stick that you were going to have to stick a little fork in him, that he was done, that we'd never, ever see Tiger Woods in the winner's circle again. But I was wrong. Congratulations, Tiger. You have proved a lot of people wrong, and you won the tournament, and a win is a win. But I'm not buying the whole Tiger Woods is back thing. I'm not doing that, of course, until we can actually get him back in the winner's circle in a major. That's when we know that Tiger Woods is back. Welcome in, guys. If you are just joining us here on a Monday where we just can't seem to get anything to work, but we are cruising along anyway at WTF Sports TV. That is how you reach us. We'd appreciate it if you go ahead and, do that whole subscribe thing. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers. We would appreciate the support and the love as always. So go ahead, get involved, and join us each and every Monday through Friday, 4 o'clock here. We'll run the breakdown in the world of sports and whatever the headlines are. And, of course, don't forget the phone number, 855-WTF-2255. That's how you reach us, 855-WTF-2255. And coming up, Antoine Staley, USA Today, Athlon Sports. He'll join us. The 3-0 Miami Dolphins are the toast of this town. But how long will it last? We'll talk to him about that. It's coming up here in just about 5 minutes. But first, want to invite you to support, just like they support us, our good friends at Miami Acura. Take a test drive, the all-new 2019 RDX. All right, it is completely redesigned, and there are people taking these things for a test drive and never bringing the car back. I'm not saying that's going to be you. I'm just saying what happens when you get behind the wheel of a car like this. You never want to give it back. Deals, unbelievable, end-of-the-year deals. Whatever is on the lot has got to go. They are willing to work with you. So go check it out, the all-new 2019 RDX. And it's fairly simple, guys. You know where it is, in the 305 South Dixie Highway, Palmetto Bay. And for those of you outside of the 305, just call them 855-564-4669. That's 855-564-4669. And when we come back, we've got our man, Antoine Staley, going to join us. Miami Dolphins are 3-0 And, oh, we'll talk to him about it coming up next.
Dish TV is better than cable TV. Why? Because you can save 45% on packages compared to your high-priced cable bill. Wow. Take those giant scissors out and cut the cable and save with Dish TV. Plus, you get a free DVR upgrade to record your favorite shows and free installation. And with Dish Anywhere, you can watch TV for free on your mobile device. Act fast. You can save hundreds of dollars. Does your cable company do that for you? I don't think so. Get all the best TV programming at your fingertips at a fraction of the price of cable TV. So say adios, arrivederci, goodbye to the high cable bill and save up to 45% on Dish TV packages today. These are limited time offers and can change at any time. Call fast. 800-293-0328. 800-293-0328. 800-293-0328. That's 800-293-0328.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-761-1427. 800-761-1427. 800-761-1427. That's 800-761-1427.
Get ready to talk sports. It's the Say It With Me podcast. Now here's your host, Joe Raineri.
Hey, Monday is fun day. Welcome in. Thank you so very much for stopping by at WTF Sports TV. Subscribe, share, like, retweet, do all of those kinds of good things for us. We'd certainly appreciate it there. And I got to tell you, I'm excited. I'm excited because it's, and I've always said this, I'm a big fan of the Anybody But Brady. I'm hashtag Anybody But Brady crew. And here in South Florida, we got a lot to be excited about due to the fact that we now have a Miami Dolphins team that is 3-0, and nobody better equipped to be able to talk about the Miami Dolphins than USA Today's and Athlon Sports' Antoine Staley, who joins us via the Miami Acura hotline. And Antoine, how are you, man?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Oh, well, I tell you what, it's exciting here in Miami. We've got a 3-0 Miami Dolphins team, and I don't care what anybody says, Antoine. There is nobody, including the biggest homers of fans, that ever would have looked at it and went, yeah, we're going to start the year undefeated. How crazy is this?
I think it's a minor surprise. I mean, you look at the schedule, I definitely think that they had an opportunity to do so prior to the season. The Titans had a lot of uncertainty with their team, with a new head coach, and you didn't know necessarily how they were going to play. And then you look at the Jets with a rookie quarterback in Sam Darnold. I actually thought there would be an opportunity for the Dolphins to win there, and the Raiders with John Gruden in there, and a lot of uncertainty there as well. So I thought there was a possibility there, but it doesn't change the fact that it is exciting for the fans.
I got to tell you, Antoine, I was saying a little bit earlier, maybe the thing that impresses me the most about what we've seen thus far, and we know Ryan Tannehill is Ryan Tannehill. He's going to complete a high percentage amount of his passes, which is great. But I'm more impressed with the second half adjustments by this coaching staff and what they've been able to do through the first 3 games here, and in being able to go in and readjust a game plan to be able to give themselves a legitimate shot at winning all 3 of these games. Have you noticed a difference in that second half adjustments?
I just think that this team's resilient. They've been resilient. They've been a team that's no matter what they go through, they find a way to win and just continue to keep pushing. I said this before. I don't know if there's a team in the NFL that's been more resilient, that have been through so much turmoil or on and off the field than the Miami Dolphins. And I think the players understand that. They know that they feel like they can take on just about any kind of adversity, whether, like I say, on and off the field, and they're equipped to do it. And whether they're down by 10 points or 7 or whatever the case may be, they feel like they're never out of any kind of football game. And I think that's just been the mentality of this team ever since Adam Gase has taken over 2 years ago.
And it's really starting to show. I mean, this is truly starting to feel like this is Adam Gase's team, and that's pretty impressive when you're talking about an NFL coach in that kind of light, where they've really kind of taken on that mentality, and it's noticeable.
Yeah, it is. I think he finally has his players in there. Whenever you come to a new team, you have to kind of take on the players, a lot of the players that the previous regime had. So he had a lot of Philwins guys in 2016 when they made the playoffs, and of course a lot of them ended up sticking around, but he ended up parting ways with some of the, of course, big names like Jarvis Landry, who they wanted to keep, but they just couldn't afford, quite frankly. And the Dominican Sue, somebody that they didn't think they couldn't pay. I mean, Worth Hughes had a big cap number, and they didn't necessarily think he was living up to it, even though it's hard to live up to that amount of money. $50 million guaranteed for a defensive tackle. And they feel like they just wasn't getting enough in return for that, as far as some of the leadership aspect. Then you got Mike Pouncey, somebody who was there since 2011, and it felt like he was just declining and wasn't worth making $8.3 million. So he's definitely got his guys in there. Got Albert Wilson doing a lot of different things for the team, using Jakeem Grant a little bit more. It's been more of a collective effort. I don't know, especially offensively. I don't know if it's necessarily one particular guy you can say, well, this guy is the superstar of the Dolphins, at least offensively. Defensively, they definitely do have some stars there, especially in Xavier Howard, who's been playing as well as anybody ever since last December.
Absolutely. Antoine Staley joining us at the Dolphins Wire, at Athlon Sports USA Today. He covers the Dolphins. He covers the Miami Canes. And the injuries, unfortunately, are starting to pile up. And I thought it was just an unfortunate and brutal industry on what happened to William Hayes, who I think ended up blowing his leg out because he was doing everything in his power to contort himself not to land on top of Derek Carr and get himself a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty. And I think that's unfortunate, and I think we're going to see more of this, Antoine, unfortunately, trying to get these big guys to do what they don't normally do and try to shift themselves from not landing on top of these guys.
Yeah, because it's no clarity on the rule. Yeah, you know you're not supposed to do it. We all know that, but it's okay. What do you want these guys to do? I mean, they're big guys. They're much bigger than the quarterback, and it's gonna look like at times they're gonna slam the guy to the ground. They're not trying to hurt them in most cases. They're just trying to get them down to the ground. I don't know. My biggest problem is you got people that never play football, that are making these dumb decisions about these rules that players that are playing should do, and they have no idea what it takes to play the game, especially in the NFL. I understand they do have some former players in the personnel group, but they never had to deal with this. And it's such a hard thing to ask a 300-pound man or 180-pound man just to slow his down and just what do you want him to just lay the quarterback down on the ground? I mean, that's just not football. That's just not how it works. And I don't know what more they can do.
And I think what you witness here with what he was looking to do, it just seemed like he was, instead of letting his, that 300 pounds continue in the path it was, he was really being conscious about not landing on top of him. And I think that's kind of what. So anytime, and you know this, Antoine, anytime you get these 300-pound athletes who are trying to do what's not normal for them, then they're thinking. And the worst thing that you can do on a football field is think. That's how you end up getting hurt.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what you saw there, and it's unfortunate. Now you got a guy that's 33 years old, coming off injury reserve, coming off of injury last year. He only played 10 games there. It was on injury reserve, but now he battled a hamstring injury in training camp, and now he's out for the year. And now his career is in jeopardy because you don't know what that future holds, especially him going to be 34 years old, coming off an ACL injury. I'm not saying it's not possible for him to come back. Actually, I mean, Cameron Wake was his age and came off with Achilles injury, but not everybody can do that. Not everybody is the freak of athlete that Cameron Wake is. So you have to wonder what the future may hold for William Harris just because of a ridiculous rule that the NFL felt like they need to put in place.
I agree, and it is a ridiculous rule. Antoine Staley joining us, Athlon Sports USA Today. Listen, Jakeem Grant and Albert Wilson, pure speed, and it really was the pure speed that ended up winning that game for them in the second half yesterday. But why is it doesn't look like they're getting nearly as many snaps as Amendola is, or why Parker is? Do you think that is going to change as we move forward? Are these guys going to be on the field for a hell of a lot more plays now than they were prior, at least in the first 3 games?
Yeah, I think you can see that. I know Devontae Parker coming back from his broken finger got a lot more snaps than Albert Wilson and Jakeem Grant. It's hard to prepare for speed like that, especially when you have it at multiple positions. So I wouldn't see why Adam Gase would just limit the amount of touches that both Grant and Albert Wilson had throughout the course of the game. Yeah, Devontae Parker is who he is. He's somebody that's, I don't want to say a complete bust in the league, but he's underwhelmed. He's not lived up to the expectations. He had 2 catches yesterday. One of them was a big catch. The guy has talent. There's no doubt about that. I'm not going to sit up here and say he doesn't have talent, but the fact of the matter is he was a first-round pick. He was expected to be a big play, dynamic receiver in the league, and it just hasn't happened. So you got to go with the guys that are being dynamic, who are game changers for this team, and it's definitely Jakeem Grant and Albert Wilson because they have a speed and just a different type of burst to them that it's hard to game plan for.
It's really hard to game plan it, and it's game-changing kind of speed. And I think in 85, 90-degree weather yesterday, it looked like both teams were sucking wind there towards the end of the game, but it looks like that speed was really the difference in the second half where the Raiders defenders, they just too much time out in that heat, and Miami took advantage of it with the speed that they have. And listen, as good as the 3-0 start is, Antoine, you and I both know it's these next couple of weeks that are really going to tell us what this team is all about. Would you agree?
Yeah, not even the next 2 weeks. That's really the 3-4 weeks. Well, you could say the next month, really. Now business is about to pick up for the Dolphins because you got the Patriots, obviously, on Sunday in Foxborough. That's a place that the Dolphins have not won in a decade. So that's definitely going to be a challenge on its own. And then you go to Cincinnati, a team that's barely lost to Carolina yesterday. And they're a really good team. It's like they could arguably be the best team in the AFC North. And then you have the Chicago Bears. You come back home and you play the Chicago Bears a week after that. A much improved Bears team, which I don't know if they're as good as what their record is right now, but they're certainly an improved team with a dynamic defense and a heck of a pass rusher in Khalil Mack. So, yeah, they as good of a start as you got off to, which I feel like they needed to because they're coming into a tough stretch now. So I don't know how long this is going to continue, but the fact that they got off to a good start, I think that's at least going in a positive direction.
What is your view on how the offensive line, now week number 2 without one of their starting guards in the lineup? How do you think the offensive line is adjusting here as we continue to move on, trying to find guys in the right position?
I thought they played better against the Raiders. I will say this: the Jets they don't have the formidable front seven that the Jets have. That's one thing. The Jets front line is a lot better than the Raiders. Of course, when you get rid of one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, that'll definitely do it for you. So I think the Raiders are still trying to find an identity there and trying to figure out who can be their big-time pass rusher without Khalil Mack. But I think overall, I thought they did a good job. Run blocking was a big problem yesterday. They wasn't able to run the football as Ryan Tannehill was their leading rusher on the day. But, I mean, you find different ways to win at times. They overcame it, and they were able to pick up the W, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters at the end of the day. And speaking of W's, the University of Miami ended up getting a W, but more than just the W, I think they found something else, or at least let me say this: at least Miami Hurricane fans think they found a new quarterback. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I think Mark Richt knows it too, because that's the reason he kept N'Kosi Perry out there instead of putting Malik Rozier back out there on the field, because the game plan was, at least what Rick had said, he wanted to get N'Kosi Perry in there, get some snaps in there right before they end up starting ACC play, which is going to be this Thursday against North Carolina. So he thought it'd be a good opportunity to get Perry in there, get some snaps in. What he didn't know is how well Perry was going to come in there and play and kind of ignite the whole offense. And I feel like the energy, it was just a whole completely different energy when he got into the game. And you can see it, the players played much better. It was a lot, like he did a lot of different things dynamically, throwing the football, running. And I definitely think he brings a lot to the table. So we'll see how long he continues. But I imagine he's definitely going to be the guy going forward. And he should be, I think, considering the situation that Rozier hadn't necessarily played well. He's been up and down at times, and I think Perry is really the guy to go forward if you want to have aspirations of playing an ACC championship and maybe actually trying to win the ACC.
Yeah, and I mean, let's face it, we'll know during the week who's getting the most practice reps, right, with the first team. I'm going to assume it's going to be him, and I don't know that that's going to.
Well, yeah, he did today.
He did. Okay, good. And I don't know.
Yeah, he did today. Yes.
Is there going to cause some animosity there by Rozier being benched? Do you think there might be a few feathers that get ruffled with this move, or do you think the team is behind him as well?
I think the team is going to be behind it. Yeah, you may have some people that aren't happy about the move. That's just kind of how football works. But I think most cases that players are just going to be professionals, even though I know it's college football. But they're just going to go out there and just play and just ride out with whoever is going to be the starting quarterback, whether it be Rozier or whether it be N'Kosi Perry. So I think that's kind of what the players are going to do. They saw what happened out there on the field, too. They have eyes as well. They just said that Perry was played well against FIU. So I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem.
All right, you got a game, but Monday Night Football tonight. You got Fitzmagic taking on, the Tampa Bay's Fitzmagic, not the actual, trademark Fitzmagic on the Dolphins. But Fitzmagic here tonight taking on the Steelers. Steelers, atrocious defense. Tampa won 2 games. Nobody saw them coming, man. Who you taking? Who you like?
You know what? I'm going to take Tampa Bay. I really like the way they're playing right now, and the Steelers' defense to me is a little concerning. And not even talking about Le'Veon Bell being out and some of the other extracurricular things going on in that organization with Antonio Brown. But I just think the defense isn't playing well. I know the Chiefs might be the best team in football right now with Patrick Mahomes. But I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have some opportunity to expose them with Deshaun Jackson and his speed. O.J. Howard playing particularly well. And Fitzpatrick, and as you noticed too, better than anybody being a Jets fan, you know how well he can play in spurts. And this is kind of the whole thing. What he does, he plays well at times. He may not sustain it throughout the course of the season, but Fitzpatrick could definitely come in there and win you 3 or 4 games to start out the year.
Yeah, he'd like a good backup quarterback should, but I know he's getting to that point where he's going to be good for 5 or 6 interceptions in a row. I know it's coming, and they'll figure it out in Tampa too, just like New York figured it out. But I got to tell you, it's going to be a fun game next week. Looking forward to it. The Dolphins have already opened up as a 9.5-point underdog at Gillette, and I think you had mentioned why, due to the fact that they haven't won there in a decade. You think 9.5 is a little much?
Yeah, I think so. Even though I think the line has come down to 7 after New England lost last night. But yeah, I think that's fair. You're talking about a team that they hadn't won there like I say since 2008, and remember that was the year Tom Brady got hurt. So you take that into account. I don't know when the last time they beat a Tom Brady team in Foxborough. You probably have to go back to like 2004.
Chad
maybe
Pennington.
2003.
Good cry. It
It's been
could
a
be
long
Chad
time.
Pennington. Damn it. Woo! Got to go back there.
It's been a real long time since that's happened. So, yeah, I agree with the line. I mean, they're trying to do something they hadn't done, and until people believe that that culture has changed and you have to prove it to them, then yeah, they're gonna be underdogs, and people still believe in the Patriots, and they've been doing it for 15 plus years, and the Dolphins have been mediocre for 15 plus years, and 3 games are not going to change that.
No,
they're not going to change the perception of that.
Yeah, no, it's not. But the reality is, there's plenty to be excited about here in Miami, South Florida. 3-0 Dolphins. Miami seems to have found, the Hurricanes seem to have found a quarterback, and hell, even FAU's winning games. So there's a lot to be excited about here in South Florida. Antoine Staley, USA Today, of course, Athlon Sports. Check him out at the Dolphins Wire, at Athlon Sports, at Antoine Staley. It is a pleasure, my friend, always to get a chance to speak with you. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk again next week.
All right, then, Joe. Take it easy.
You got it, man. Thank you so very much. Antoine Staley, Athlon Sports. Make sure you check him out. A lot of fun there. Just a lot of knowledge when it comes to – he's at every one of these games, man. He covers the Dolphins. He's there. He covers Miami. He's always there. So that is a great source of information if you are looking for – you want to follow what's happening with the Dolphins and what's happening with the Miami Hurricanes. That is a guy you want to follow, at Antoine Staley. That's where you go. Let's go to the phones. I'm assuming this is going to be a New York number, so welcome in. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes, who's this?
Hi, this is Malcolm.
Malcolm, you are on the air. Malcolm, what's going on?
How's your day been? I have 2 questions.
Shoot.
Yeah, I have. My first question is, can you lick my ass?
Oh, no. He went with the no. Why would I want to do what your mother's already doing? See, and then I got to start going into conversations like that. Not to mention, your number comes up here, you dingleberry. You can't be calling people if you don't know how to block your number, man. You can't be a troll if you don't know how to be a troll. Jesus Christ, what are they teaching you in New York? It's beyond me. All right, 855-WTF-2255. I've got a guy looking to get his salad tossed, so anybody that's interested, you can hit us up. 855-WTF-2255 is how you do it. All right, and coming up, I've got the latest from Las Vegas regarding the Steelers and the Tampa Bay Bucks tonight. This line, some real interesting line movement. We'll tell you the trends, and we'll tell you where you should put your money on tonight's game. We will do that coming up here in just about 2.5 minutes, but I do want to thank again our good friends at Miami Acura. 855-564-4669 is how you reach us. That's 855-564-4669. South Dixie Highway, Palmetto Bay. Take it for a test drive, the all-new 2019 RDX. Your guys are going to be amazed when you get behind the wheel. Not to mention, you're going to be amazed at the prices. It's the end of the year. Whatever's on the lot has got to go, but you've got to get there. South Dixie Highway, Palmetto Bay in the 305. Outside of it, give them a call, 855-564-4669. We'll cover tonight's game and tell you who the money's got to be played on. We'll do that coming up next.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest-rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-901-5536. 800-901-5536. 800-901-5536. That's 800-901-5536.
Were you scammed into signing a timeshare contract? And did you miss the part that said you have to pay for your great idea? Not only for the rest of your life, but when you're not here anymore, you get to pass this turkey onto your family for them to pay for the rest of their lives. Thanks, Dad. Don't burden your family down the road, and don't be stuck with expensive timeshare payments forever. Get out of your bad idea timeshare contract guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call Resort Release today and learn for free how their timeshare exit team can help you legally exit your timeshare contract. They've helped thousands of people, and they're A+ rated with a BBB. So if you feel scammed, get mad and get out of your expensive timeshare contract right now, guaranteed. Call NOW.
800-898-0816. 800-898-0816. 800-898-0816. That's 800-898-0816.
Back pain doesn't take vacations. It never celebrates holidays. It's on the job 24/7 to keep your life exactly where it is, in limbo. But it doesn't have to be that way, because Laser Spine Institute can help you take back your life from chronic neck and back pain. With a less than 1-inch incision, our minimally invasive procedures have provided relief to over 60,000 patients with a 97% patient satisfaction rate. So get ready to stand tall and live the life you've imagined for yourself without pain. Are you or a loved one suffering from a bulging disc, herniated disc, spinal stenosis, pinched nerve, or degenerative disc disease? Call our spine care consultants now for a no-cost MRI review and to learn more. It's time to say goodbye to chronic neck and back pain. What have you got to lose? Laser Spine Institute, the leader in minimally invasive spine surgery.
Call 855-720-BACK. 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 That's 855-720-BACK.
Don't be such a pussy. Subscribe to the Say It With Me podcast with Joe Raineri on iTunes today.
Welcome back in, and happy Monday to you at WGF Sports TV. That is how you reach us, and we'd certainly appreciate it if you could tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your annoying coworkers all about it. Subscribe to us, like us, do all of that good stuff. We would certainly appreciate the support. Thanks again for making us a part of the day. We've got a football game tonight, and by the way, also want to thank Antoine Staley for swinging by, dropping by, hanging out with us here, talking about the Miami Dolphins, the 3-0 Miami Dolphins, and of course, talking also about the Miami Hurricanes, who seem to have found a quarterback whose name isn't Malik Rozier. So want to thank you. Make sure you follow him out, by the way, at Antoine Staley. That is how you reach him. And tonight's game, very, very, very interesting. Let me get my notes on there. How many of you thought we'd even be having a conversation about the Tampa Bay Bucks being in the same ballpark as the Pittsburgh Steelers as we get ready for this Monday night game? But we've got two teams going in two totally different directions, it seems. The Fitzmagic train continues to roll while the Steelers are trying to figure out what to do with Le'Veon Bell. And if you haven't heard, Le'Veon Bell, he's up for trade. Yeah, it appears that the Steelers are listening to trade offers for Le'Veon Bell. And this was reported before the game. Adam Schefter had come out and said that, yep, the Steelers are definitely listening to anybody and everybody that might have a legitimate trade offer on the table for Le'Veon Bell. He has actually been removed from the roster, and he hasn't shown up. He's losing about $850,000 a game by not showing up, but he wouldn't sign the franchise tag. And if it's one thing we know about Pittsburgh and the Rooney family, is that they're a little bit old school. When they feel they've got a deal on the table, they're not going to acquiesce to a guy who thinks he demands more money. Now, it's not like he signed the franchise tag. Yes, you put it out there, but it wasn't as if Le'Veon Bell signed the tag, so there really was no meeting of the minds there. But it's very unlike the Rooney family to do business where they are going to be held hostage by Le'Veon Bell, a running back. It's not. But keep in mind, the trade offers are out there. They're not going to get much for him, so they're just looking at it as if we can get anything at this particular point. If there's something that we can get, we'll go ahead and get it. Why not? He's not helping our team win any games. As a matter of fact, he's just being a giant crybaby on so many people's opinions there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, hold on. see where we got tonight's game here. There we go. Steelers are actually grabbing the Steelers are still up 1 here, I believe. Yeah, Steelers are getting 1 point tonight. You got 60% of the bets are going with Ryan Fitzmagic, man. Any which way you cut it. The 2-0 Bucks, small favorites at home. I can't even believe we're talking about a team that is favored over the Pittsburgh Steelers, but that's where we are with the Tampa Bay Bucks here. No shortage of line movement either. The Steelers were as high as a 3-point favorite in some books early on last week, but now a lot of money coming in, so they've only moved to a 1-point underdog in most books, at least as of about an hour ago. So there are going to be a lot of points in this game. If something all bettors are agreeing upon, it's the fact that 80% of the bets and the dollars that have been coming in have going towards the over. And the over is 54, and that was driven up from 50. So it started out at 50, and all of that money comes in. And now they've got it up to about 53.5 to 54. So that's an awful lot of money that's coming in on one bet in order to be able to see the line move that much. But let's face it, the Pittsburgh Steelers have one of the worst defenses known to mankind, and they can't stop anybody. And they haven't stopped anybody. And if you get, you get Deshaun Jackson going out there, you got Fitzmagic throwing the ball all over the field. Well, congratulations, you're going to get some points. And we already know that AB and Juju and Connor are going to be running the ball. The Steelers can put up points with the best of them. The problem is the Steelers cannot stop anybody. So I would say, and if there is something you need to know about this game, is that Fitzpatrick leads all NFL quarterbacks on yards per attempt here. 13.4 yards per attempt. So Fitz is not doing the dink and dunk. Fitz is throwing this ball all over down the field. So he leads the NFL, 13.4 yards per attempt, and that is going to be a big issue for the Steelers' defense that allows at least seven completions now of 20 or more yards. Expect him to go downfield often and a lot, which will also help open up the running game. So he is also the first quarterback to throw for 400-plus yards in each of his first 2 games of the season, and we haven't seen that happen in a long, long time. Well, not since Tom Brady did it in 2011. So keep an eye on this. This game tonight, it just stinks of the over. If you can get it somewhere around 53, 54%, that is definitely the way that you want to go. 53.5, 54, I do think there's going to be a boatload of points scored. I don't expect defenses to be anywhere in here. Also, keep in mind, if you're going to be doing daily fantasy tonight, Mike Evans is getting about 78% of the looks from Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's a lot of looks. That's a lot of points he can rack up, especially in a PPR league there. Chris Goodwin's getting about 60.5%, Adam Humphries 59%, and Deshaun Jackson getting about 44% of the looks. So that wide receiving core tonight they are ready to light it up against that secondary of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I don't know what the Steelers have to do. Le'Veon Bell is not going to play defense for them. He might put up a few extra points for them, but at this point, if they don't come up with a solution as to what's happening with that defense, it is going to be a very, very long and tiresome season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they've got to figure out how to be able to play some defense and how to stop them. So to me, that's where I'm going with tonight. I'm going with the over at 53.5 or 54. And if I had to, +1, I would definitely take I think the Steelers will figure it out. I know Fitzpatrick. I know Fitzmagic. We all know Fitzmagic. We know what happens with him, right? We know what goes on. He's good for 2 games, and then all of a sudden he'll disappear for 2 or 3, and then he'll come back and have a good one. He's a career backup quarterback. That's what he is. So to anticipate this guy's going to go out and light it up again without any interceptions, I think is ridiculous. So having been a fan of the Bills and the Jets and knowing Fitzpatrick and having seen this play before, I would anticipate that the there's going to be one or two Fitzpatrick mistakes tonight at home that's going to end up costing him the game. So I'll take the point, and I'll take the over. So I'll take Pittsburgh +1, and I will take the over at 53.5 and 54. What is going on? Jeremy, Jeff, John, what is, guys? Welcome in here on Twitter there, at WTF Sports TV is how you reach us. Certainly do appreciate you taking the time, coming in, hanging out with us here every Monday through Friday, 4 o'clock. We've got you covered. I feel terrible, by the way, for the Jimmy Garoppolo 49ers season. It's pretty much over at this point. If you haven't heard, Jimmy Garoppolo, torn ACL, he's going to be gone. And the play, and I think I have the play here. Let me play it for you if you haven't seen it. It's another one of these Robert Griffin III, which, by the way, that's kind of who I think the San Francisco 49ers should go out and make a play for. RG3 is sitting on the bench, third string behind Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco in Baltimore. So why not go out and make a play for RG3 if you are the San Francisco 49ers? But here was the play. It didn't look terrible, but it was just enough for him to be able to go boing, and that was that. Yeah, just enough for him to be able to twist his knee, blow his knee out, and now the season is over for Jimmy Garoppolo. How about Matt Ryan and Drew Brees yesterday too, throwing on that show? We had a chance to see Josh Rosen play for the Arizona Cardinals after they finally witnessed enough of Sam Bradford. So that was fun to watch. I'm so glad that we finally got to see all of the first-year quarterbacks have now all officially played. Everyone who went in the first round this year has actually now had some time in a game, so we have the ability to be able to check them out. Also, the guy, how about what Buffalo did yesterday? How many of you had Buffalo getting 16.5, 17 points there in Minnesota on the road? Yeah, Josh Allen lit them up. An absolutely embarrassing game for the Minnesota Vikings yesterday, and I'm not quite sure at home how you come back from that. It'll be interesting to see what happens to the Vikings this week, because boy, oh boy, not looking good, guys. Not looking good. If you're Mike Zimmer, you're looking at that going, what in the hell just happened to me? As a matter of fact, they have to be on the road. They're taking on the Rams next week, and that game is already opened up -7. The Rams are -7 there this week coming up. Minnesota will head to L.A., and I don't know how you recover from that. Zimmer's a good coach. I love Zimmer, but he's going to have his work cut out for him, because to get lit up like you did by that rookie quarterback on a Buffalo team who wasn't even competitive the first 2 weeks is nothing short of embarrassing. But you know what? We've seen this. We certainly have seen this before in this particular situation with this team. So they tend to win the games they shouldn't win, and every now and then the Minnesota Vikings, they show up and they don't necessarily give the performance they should for the teams they're supposed to win. The same thing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They end up winning the games that they shouldn't win, and they lose the games they should win. So we've got the same thing happening there right now. But it'll be a good game. Again, if you're just joining us, take Pittsburgh and the 1 point, and take the over 53.5 and 54. And then get ready. Tomorrow we'll be back 4 o'clock. We'll give you the latest lines from Vegas. There are some opening lines, especially in college football, that have a lot of people shaking their head right now. So we'll tell you what the discrepancies are and where you should start circling and looking towards your bets for both Saturday and Sunday. And Major League Baseball winding down. The playoffs are just around the corner. We'll give you the latest on that as well. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by, hanging out with us here today on a Monday, getting ready for some Monday night football. But you guys, be careful, be safe, enjoy the game. Come back and join us tomorrow, 4 o'clock. And don't forget, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers at WTF Sports TV. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you come back and join us again tomorrow, 4 o'clock. We love you. Have a great night.